Hello and welcome to our Cucina Rustica. My name is Pino di Cerbo and this is my lovely mom.
Filomena di Cerbo.
And today we're making a bowl of soup that will warm your belly on the coldest days and it'll be fantastic just the same in the summer because I like soup in the summer too, Mom. Yes. We are making a artichoke, leek, and potato soup and we're going to accompany that with a crostini with a anchovy butter spread on top. They go hand in hand together. You're going to love it. For this recipe, you're going to need quite a few ingredients, but check out the website, pinodicerbo.com, for the list of ingredients and exact measurements. But once it's in the pot does all the work. It's easy after, right, Mom?
Yes.
No problem. So for our soup, we're going to top it off with the crostini. The crostini is going to be a sweet butter anchovy spread on top of the bread, which is fantastic. This is bread lightly brushed with olive oil, baked in the oven for about 10 minutes until it's nice and crunchy. We have room temperature butter, unsalted, honey, anchovy paste, Aurora anchovy paste. Great product to use. It makes these crostini just top notch and it goes so good with the artichoke soup that we're going to make. Now, for that, we need pancetta, potatoes, garlic, leek, celery, onion, salt, pepper, Aurora canned artichokes, and we have no salt Aurora chicken broth here. The first step to making this amazing artichoke, leek, and potato soup is crisping up our pancetta. So to a medium heat pan, we're going to add some extra virgin olive oil. We're going to add our pancetta to this, and what happens is that the pancetta starts to crisp up, and a little bit of that fat starts to render out of the pancetta. And then once our pancetta is nice and crispy, we're going to take it out to top our soup, and we're left with all that beautiful fat from the pancetta, and we're going to saute our vegetables inside there. So we need about 4 or 5 minutes. Yep. We have a plate lined with parchment paper or with a paper towel to soak up some of that oil. So once she takes that out, you see that the oil is nice and hot. We're going to start sauteing our vegetables. And in the pot, we're going to put, all done, Mom? Oh, yep. You see that nice little layer of that pancetta fat in there? We're going to put leek, onion, and celery. We are going to put a little bit of salt and pepper, but just a little bit because the pancetta is already salty enough. The salt that we're adding now just helps take out all that liquid from the leek and the celery and the onion. So a little bit of salt and some pepper. We shake them up.
Yeah.
And this is going to need about 5 minutes for it to soften up and be really nice. It's smelling really good in here. That pancetta just puts such an aroma inside the air. Now, time for the next ingredients. The garlic goes in now. We don't put it in too early because then we don't want to burn it. And I have a couple of dry bay leaves. They're going to go into the pot. It's going to have a lot of depth of flavor, the bay leaf. But one thing we can't forget is to take them out when it's time to puree the soup. So that only takes about 30 seconds. And we're going to add to that our potato. This is a russet potato that we've peeled and we're going to add to it. Now this is what's nice about adding the potato is you get that creaminess out of the soup without having to add butter or cream, making a really healthy, delicious soup. We give that a toss. And here are our canned artichokes. We've just rinsed them and drained them, and they're going to go all inside the pot here. That's how easy it is. So we're going to add the whole box of Aurora chicken broth, and this is non-salt chicken broth, which I really like because we like to add our own salt. We're going to bring it up to a boil. Once it boils, cover it with a lid and simmer it for 20 minutes. Our soup is simmering away. So while we wait, we should do something.
Put in the soup.
Good idea, Mom. We're going to make a nice crostini to garnish with our soup because it's really nice when you have something to dunk inside a beautiful soup. All right, so for crostini, we have our nice crunchy bread. We have room temperature unsalted butter, and we're going to add anchovy paste. Now I know for those of you that are not crazy about anchovies, you definitely have to try this. It's not like you're biting into a big piece of anchovy. This is an anchovy paste, and we're going to put a little bit on top of our butter, and it's going to give so much saltiness and so much flavor to the dish. And something about anchovies and artichokes, how they just work magically together. Now, we're going to sweeten this as well, and I have some Aurora honey, just a little bit of honey for a little bit of sweetness. And all we need to do now is mash this all together. Anything else, Mom?
No.
Simple?
Simple.
Our soup is ready to be turned into a puree. You can use one of these handy immersion blenders or a food processor or a blender. Just remember, if you're using a blender or a food processor and the soup is hot, it might kick back at you, so let it cool down. We're going to put it in here, make sure we've taken out our bay leaves, and give it a puree. Our soup is all pureed. What we want to do to make it extra smooth is put it through a sieve and strain out any lumps that it may have and any of that artichoke pith. Smells so good. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Now we're ready to eat this. What do we
Just
need?
you need a little bit lemon.
A little bit of lemon right now,
Like
really
artichoke.
for the artichoke, really brightens it up. All you need is a little squeeze of lemon in there.
Yeah.
Okay, now you put some in the bowl. I'm getting so excited. I'm so hungry. You put some in the bowl. I'm gonna take our crostini with some of this anchovy butter and honey, a big dollop on top. And don't forget our pancetta, some pancetta on top. Look at that, Mom. Isn't that gorgeous?
Beautiful.
Who needs a
Beautiful.
spoon for this?
Dalla nostra cucina rustica, buon appetito.